If you have sound sensitivity, please turn your volume down now as I'm going to ring the singing bowl just a little bit. Clear the air a little bit. Thanks, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your presence very much. Spirit, what message would you like to share with the collective at this time, please? And thank you. I think the separation is soon. It's going to happen soon. I don't know how it's going to look, but there are those desperate to pull you back in and use you as their recycling bin. You've exposed it for what it is, and their efforts, and everything's been seen. So what's going to happen to these folks who are trying to pull you back into the recycling bin? They're so rude, you know? Talking about your essence as though it's a food source. You know, I mean, that's how a lot of us have been trained to view the living as food. And everything living is food, you know? I think that we got away from the reality of it, and it became more brutal as this dominator was in there. They want to end this. They want to end it now. You're waking up. You're voicing your opinions. You're coming out and you're saying, no more. I'm not your toilet. And people are pissed about this because you're recognizing your value. So what's going to happen with these ones who are trying to pull you back in as a sustenance, as a commodity, as a toilet, as a possession? You've already committed yourself to a new scenario, a new family, and these ones are wanting to steal you back, to force you and the family that you are in union with now to release you. How's that going to work out for this scenario? Or for you? How is it going to work out for you in this scenario? Those who wish to traumatize you over and over and over again this cycle, they're still waiting for their chance to lurch out there and grab one, right? Two of Swords. Tough decisions. They got tough decisions to make. They're stuck in the middle and they're blind to the truth. What was that? A path of incoherence. They're on a path of incoherence. So they're blind to the truth. They're stuck here. They don't know what to do. They can't see the solution. They're trying everything that they can, but they're not able to make it work because they can't see clearly. And in the subconscious, we have the Hanged Man, a sacrifice, a release, a new perspective. They might be challenged by seeing things from a new perspective. And the only way to actually get them to see it is to let them go. Let them go. Let them live life without you. And let them gain a new perspective about what life is without you in it. So maybe they can understand the preciousness of your presence, which they'll never have again, or they shouldn't. The Moon, illusions. They're stuck in an illusion. They've been deceived. In the recent past, Nine of Wands. You're battle worn and it's time to heal. You're tired. of fighting with this. Intentions and expectations. Nostalgia. You could be thinking about history, reflecting on what has happened, reflecting over the truth of the experience. Hindsight is a wonderful tool. In the near future, Six of Swords reversed. Bumpy transition, trouble coming, slow healing, refusing to change. These ones who are coming after you, they refuse to change. They've got things going in their way. They say, end this. They think they're in charge. And they're going to do whatever they can to eliminate you as a threat to their illusion in the lens it's being looked through. Ace of Pentacles. A business opportunity. Money and stability is here. That's what they're looking at. They refuse to change. In the environment, they're going to be disappointed here. They're going to be in regret because this supportive mother figure is here protecting the wealth. They want this money. And Mama says, Bafangu, get out. Get away from the pentacles. Get away from the pentacles of this earth angel. Get away from the wealth of this earth angel. And the King of Swords is here too. Ooh, could be lover. Yeah, you could be in big trouble if you're messing around here. So, hopes and fears. High Priestess. Reversed. Lack of center. Lost the inner voice. Repressed feelings and secrets. So they're getting disconnected from the higher source. Because they're disconnected from you. Hopes and fears. They're afraid of being disconnected from you because you are the source. You are their connection to source and they're losing you. And in the outcome, Eight of Wands reversed. It's a waiting game. People are getting impatient. So they're waiting for this right moment to try to flip you. Knight of Swords in here playing hero, but he's going to be met by the Hierophant and the Sun. And they're going to receive a freaking 10 of Wands and a 10 of Swords judgment. The Emperor is here. I'll be so grateful when antagonists vacate the premises. I'm sick of bullies. I'm sick of little snot-nosed men calling themselves freaking gods. They got to make a tough decision. They need an appetizer. They need an energy source for their demon god, this parasite that they worship. They're in a stalemate. They're stuck in the middle ground. They're blind to the truth. They don't know what to do. They're challenged by you releasing them, by this sacrifice, by you just letting them go. You're like, I'm done with you. I'm out of here. Self-love. Men. They want to mend the connection with you. You're the source of love. And you have let them go. You've sacrificed the connection. You're like, I'm done with this. And they're in this illusion, this delusion. And they're like, well, we need to pull you back in. They want to force you to care about them. But you're in a new chapter. You've released it, and you're in a new chapter. They haven't been eliminated yet. They're still here sniffing around, freaking creating tension, aggravation, working through as many puppets that they can gain access to as possible to make your 3D life, troublesome. They're in this illusion, this deception. They have been deceiving you. They've been deceiving those who love themselves. And they're being let go. Gossip in the reverse. They're an illusion. They don't want people gossiping about it. They want the gossip to stop. The way to get the gossip to stop is to trap you and stop you from talking about your experiences. You're battle worn. It's time for you to heal. And part of healing is to rehash the past, to get it out, to talk about it, to let it go. So you're in a state of nostalgia of what these people did to you. You're looking back on it, on your relationships, on your life, and you're looking at this and you're realizing what they did to your love. And how they always kept pulling you back in. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. And they pull you back in and then they do it again. 6 of Swords reversed. They're refusing to change. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere in their mind, in their body, in their effort, in their reality. They're in this illusion, and they like it there. And you've escaped it. You've let it go. You've released it, and you're moving on into a new chapter. And you don't care what people are thinking about it. You absolutely don't care what people are thinking about it. You do not care if people gossip. You don't care. There's no soul tie here. You're not going back. And it's a bumpy transition for them. They're refusing to change. It's like, no, I'm not binding myself to you anymore. I'm letting you go. I am letting you go. Because guess what? I love myself. And being connected to you is a real bitch, okay? That I don't want to be involved in anymore. You could perhaps being said that. I know I am. I'm like, I'm not getting involved in anything in the past, and I don't give a crap what anybody thinks about it. That's their delusion. Let them live it, It's slow healing. They didn't take the time or effort to heal. They relied on you to transmute their shit. They just dumped it on you and decided that that was the way to do it. Third party. Hold on. You're battle worn and it's time to heal from what these third parties did. I skipped this step. Excuse me. Now you're looking at the past, the history, and it's time. It's too late to take any action. You're looking at the past. You're reflecting on this and what they did to you. And you're like, I'm out of here. I'm releasing you. You're making a choice to love yourself. And to stop this abuse. You're like, I'm done with you abusing me. I'm done with your illusions. I'm done with your little third parties. I'm not going to have a soul tie with you. We're not going to do this anymore. You got your Ace of Pentacles here. See, they made mistakes. They were going after your abundance, your stability, and they made mistakes. And now they're in regret here with the Five of Cups. They're in disappointment because you have a protective and supportive mother figure who is here. And she's like, get away from those pentacles. They're feeling the damages that they have caused. Hopes and fears. They're either hoping that they can flip the high priestess who loves herself, or they're having a fear of disconnect from the high priestess. Their values are all about money. They need this high priestess and her connections. And Eight of Wands, it's a waiting game. So they're waiting. They're waiting for the best option. End this now. Well, we don't know who's the best option. End it now. So they went for it. They went for it. That was in the last read. Irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. They're impatient. Irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. Delayed action. It's a waiting game with the irreplaceable beings. They're reminiscing about the inside jokes that they were making against it. Reminiscing about reciprocity. What the give and take was. What did they give? What did they receive? What was so funny? Unfinished business. They're being held back. They think there's still time to discuss things, but there's nobody willing to discuss anything with them. They're being held back. It's like, no, we're not talking about anything. They're like, we got unfinished business. And you're like, no, we don't. They're unsatisfied and confused about their habitual patterns, and they want to escape. But you don't have anything to do with that. They're running. They want to come in and have passionate affairs with you. They're feeling overwhelmed, and they want to run away from all these secrets that they've got. They want to land them on you, High Priestess. They want to put them on you and pretend that they all belong to you. So they're chasing after you and your destiny, but they're unworthy of a soul contract. They're unworthy of a soul contract with you. They want forgiveness because they've been detached. And they're in the shadows, and they're indecisive because you know exactly what has been going on here, and it's an unexpected outcome. They're being separated from you. You're like, I don't want anything to do with you. That's not an equal exchange. I'm not coming here to pour my love out onto you just so that you and all your friends can shit all over me and then tell me how worthless I am. I'm not doing it. That's what these people were doing. Gathering you up into this illusion that you had to constantly heal from, and you're not renewing the contract. Absolutely not. So how's it working out for those ones who are waiting? They're waiting for that irreplaceable person. They're impatient. They're really impatient for this irreplaceable person. They don't know where it is, or he or she, and they're waiting, and they're getting really impatient, and they're really annoyed with all their bullshit. I'll tell you that. They're really annoying. It's like, just make a decision already, for Pete's sake. Just do it. You know, stop talking about it. But see, that's the thing about these ones. They're not doers. They don't do anything. They hurt. They don't create. They don't manifest. They don't do anything. What they do is they steal the gifts, and then they lay all their shit, and then they go around and pretend like they've earned their way, like they've done the work, when all they've done is prove how heartless and cold and worthless they are to the collective. To a righteous, upstanding, and loving community. People who love themselves don't go around acting like this. People who love others don't go around acting like this. People who are self-sustaining with their connections don't go around acting like this. People who siphon the gifts out of others go around and act like that. Empath. They want to trauma bond with an empath. They're trying to make decisions. They want to trauma bond with the high priestess empath. You're that. You love yourself. They want to trauma bond with the high priestess empath. But you've let them go. You've sacrificed them. You've let them go. You're like, I'm out of here. I'm done with you. And they're challenged by that because you're entering a new chapter and you don't care what anybody thinks about it. You're like, I don't care about your needs. You are not my priority. I am. And I'm not going out there hurting other people to try to make myself feel better. I'm just doing the work. These people are done. Get fucked. Get fucked. This is my new chapter. This person's who loves themselves. This is their new chapter, and you can go fuck yourself. Let's read about it. I'm disgusted with the way you acted. Go away. Get lost. Get fucked. You're involved in this illusion, this delusion, and I'm leaving and I don't care what people say about it. Because you're a legend. They're going to try to force you in, and you're like, fuck you. Fashion witch. Oh man, there's a fashion witch who has a podcast. How about that? Oh, darling. We got to read about it. What's the fashion witch? Fashion witch with a podcast. Fashion witch. You can dress the part, but if you claim to be a witch and your practice lacks morality, you, my darling, are not a witch, but just a muggle in chick disguise. A fraud. Casting an illusion that they are somebody special. Blah, 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 blah. Do you love the sound of your own voice? Do you believe the world needs to be informed of your nuanced opinion on everything? Could be time you got your own show. The masses need your brand of authority right now. How will you wield your power with a microphone in front of you? Draw another card to see whether this direction will have the positive or negative impact on the world around you. Well, you know what the podcast says? The podcast says this fashion witch is going to give back the land. The podcast says this fashion witch is going to give back the land that they stole. Using illusions, deception. They're a third party who went to war for stuff so that they could be seen as privileged. I'm fancy. I can hurt people for money. I'm a fashion witch. Oh. Yeah, fashion witch, you're going to give back everything you stole. And it's time to heal from these third-party intrusions is what it is. These people who want to insert themselves into your business, into your life, into your affairs and say, I know how better to do this. And I can tell you more about you than you know of yourself. And do you think this? And do you think? And it's like, what are you even doing here? Why are you speaking to me now? It's interesting. It's time to heal. from the demons who've been snacking on your magical abilities. These demons who've been snacking on your magical abilities, on your gifts. Fucking snacking demons, third-party demon, snacking on your unicorn. You're remembering about it. You remember everything. And you're like, I'm out of here. It's too late. It's too late for you. I'm not trauma bonding with you. I'm not going to there's no soul tie here in the future with this. There isn't. There just isn't. And they're refusing to change. They want to trauma bond with an empath. That's how they do it. And you're like, here's your trauma. Take that and go away. You're not bringing them into the future with you. So they're looking for an irreplaceable being. You're it, but you're not freaking cooperating. And you're like taking care of yourself, staying in your own lane, looking at the history that they have been doing. You're like, I don't want anything to do with you third parties. There's shadow beings, little demons running around snacking on your magical abilities. And you're like, F you, I'm giving my magic abilities to me. I'm going to stay in my own lane. I'm going to pour that unicorn stuff right back into me. It's going to come out and I'm going to process. Woo! I'm going to be the unicorn. And no, you cannot have a ride. No. No rides for you. Stay in your own damn lane. No soul ties. No. And they're like, they're refusing to change. They want to bring trouble to you because they're having a bumpy transition and you didn't give them a soul tie, so they want to bring trouble to you. They don't want to change. They want to continue trauma bonding with empaths and make you pay the price for their refusal to process their own shadows. Their refusal to do anything other than feed the demon. You're a legend. You're legendary. And you said no to the soul tie. They wanted to trauma bond with you as an empath, and you said no. This legend said no. No soul tie. You're not going anywhere. You're not transitioning anywhere. You're not getting in my boat. You're not riding anywhere. You're not going anywhere that I am going. No. There won't be any relief for you, narcissist. This narcissist has got their eye on your stability and your abundance, but they're making mistakes. They're making mistakes, and they're going to have to give stuff back. You're telling them, you're like, this is your stuff. Their hope is that they can freaking flip the high priestess who loves themselves and trauma bond with them. But you're saying, I don't want to say it, but I feel like saying, I feel like shouting it to the rooftops over and over and over again, like on repeat. Starseed. They wanted the trauma bond with the high priestess starseed. And in this particular new chapter, you're like, F off. They're sad. They're in regret because you've got a supportive mother figure or a protectress here who could be causing them some damage for trying to this is family and this is new family, and so they're not taking too kindly to this interference. There won't be any love bombing. There won't be any gaslighting. You're going to eat that shit yourself. That's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do, says this Queen of Pentacles. She says, you go ahead and be sad because you're not gonna love bomb nobody. You're not gonna, no. You're gonna eat it yourself. That belongs to you. There's a hope or a fear here of being disconnected from a high priestess or actually flipping her. But I think that their fear is that they're being disconnected. Of course, inside this whacked out delusional mind, they probably have a hope of that too because they need money. They need money. And they're waiting. They're very impatient. They're waiting very impatiently for this irreplaceable person that they want to flip upside down for money. And what's this? Influencer. The Oracle. Triggered. You're an influencer, so you may have a channel or some business or something that you have influence over the community with. So, and this is all love, right? Love, money, look at those sunglasses. Check it out. See what's going on, right? And you're speaking the truth. The Oracle. And you've got people freaking triggered by that. You're an influencer, Oracle, and you've got people triggered. They want to get connected to a high priestess, flip her upside down for this money. And it could very well be that they've been disconnected from the high priestess. Who is an influencer speaking the truth, and they're triggered all up and down. They want to be a billionaire so freaking bad, and she can do it. So they're waiting impatiently for their irreplaceable person. Finish this now. End this now. End this now, says the narcissist. Troll. Narcissist troll. Cult leader. A feral cult leader. Man, he's getting the red flag and he's not stopping. He's getting the red freaking flag and he's not stopping. A narcissistic cult leader troll who's feral, gone feral, getting the red flag, refusing to stop. Because they're a privileged little bitch. Vampire. Calling you a conspiracy theorist. Jealous. A simp. A simp. What's this black square? A simp. Black square. A simp. Black square. Apparently you are only down for doing the bare minimum during an incredibly significant time to stand up and advocate for human rights. Drawing this card reminds you that your actions need to not be just performative. They must be based in real knowledge and include follow-through, both online and in real life. You don't have to be on the front lines, but at this point in history, you can't be silent either. So, somebody's doing the very bare minimum. This narcissist. Troll. Simp. To become a billionaire. And the way they do that is to hook into somebody who's got the connections, got the knowledge, got the knowing, got the gifts, and then they flip them upside down and then they siphon the money out of it. They look for influencers who are oracles, who speak the truth, who have the light in them, who have the connections, and it's very obvious. And they're triggered by you. You're an irreplaceable being, and they're very impatient. This narcissist wants you bad. Troll. Troll, feral cult leader. You got the red flag. You should stop. fashion wish, trying to trauma bond to an empath. See, and that's why it's so important not to get angry. And that's what a while back I mentioned that Spirit had told me that you degrade yourself when you go into a rage, when you, rah, F you, get out, you're never going to be coming back, you know? And when you go do that and you go off like that, it's responding to the trauma, and it's actually creating a bond. So you can say get fucked, and then you can just walk away. You don't have to do any more than that. You're a legend. You don't need a soul tie with this person. And they can't force it on you. They're refusing to change, but that doesn't mean you have to participate in their stuff. Even though they're trying to force it on you. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. They want to fix the connection with you. They need a trauma bond to an empath. You love yourself. They're going through withdrawals because you rejected them. You released them. You said, I've got a new chapter here and you can get fucked. Mask wearers, blind. Mask wearers. Mask wearers are blind. They're blinded. They can't attach to you. They weren't able to trauma bond to you. So now they're blind. They're blinded. They weren't able to trauma bond to a high priestess. So they're blind. They're in an illusion. You don't care what people are saying about this. This fashion witch is getting not really a witch, just out there doing whatever, playing the part. The news is that they have to give back everything they stole, everything they took, everything they crooked, everything they weaseled anybody out of with this third-party bullshit. They have to give it all back. Give all the land back, give all the material wealth back, give it all back. And they're stubborn. A little nutty in the head. You're battle-worn, and it's time to heal from these third-party entities that were feasting, snacking, this shadow being that was snacking on your unicorn brightness, on your mystical skills, on the myth of you, the legend that was not supposed to exist. They knew it existed and they want to continue snacking on you, but you're like, I'm out of here. I got a new family tree. Thank you very much. A new chapter for me. Pride. Their pride is hurt. Their pride is hurt. That's all they had was a swing in their pride. Pay me. I am such a good sex master. Whoo. I'm a good fashion witch. I can trick anybody. Yes, darling. Gimme, gimme, gimme. They fell into a trap. Their pride is hurt. They fell into a trap. They've been snacking on this unicorn, and there's evidence of it. You're looking back in history, and it's too late for them to take any action. Because you took care of yourself. You stayed in your own lane. They all came to you and started effing around in your lane. Calling at you. Wearing masks. Keeping you blind. And now you're like, get out of here. I'm not having anything to do with you. I'm a legend and you can F off. Go pretend you're somebody else. I don't care about you anymore. I care about myself. And there's a difference between being self-centered and caring for self. These people are self-centered. You're staying in your own lane. You're not bothering anybody. You're just taking care of yourself. It's the way the history shows it to be. Looking back in history, this is the truth of it. This shadow was snacking on your mystical abilities while you were taking care of yourself and staying in your own lane. History shows it to be true, and it's too late to take any action to change that perspective. You've reached the pinnacle of your mountain. You're a legend. You did not soul tie with these people who refuse to change. You did not give them access to you or to your qualities or your connections with the Most High. You chose to love yourself. You chose to self-care. You stayed in your own lane and you communicated with the Most High and you said, hey, Heavenly Father, look through my eyes. See what's happening here. You're a legend. You broke that shit all off everybody. You're a star seed. Bringing about stability. These ones made mistakes. Nobody's going to appreciate it. These mask wearers who are running around pretending that they're a healer, pretending that they're a witch, pretending that they're a business person, pretending that they're this or that, but all they do is take credit for other people's work, or all they do is pretend and trick people. And when somebody comes along who's the real deal, they get real pissed at the presence of, and they start dumping shit onto them. They get real angry because it becomes very obvious that they're a fraud when they're in the presence of the real deal. They're being stopped. The starseed is stopping these people. They made mistakes, coming after your inheritance and your stability. They're in a 5 of Cups. They're in sadness and regret. The Queen of Pentacles is here, probably bringing damage to those who were love bombing and gaslighting people, flipping them upside down. She's like, no, you're not going to love bomb nobody here. You're not going to gaslight anybody here. What you're going to do is feel the damage of your actions, and you're going to get effed. You're going to get big old effed. I love that card right there. It's looking at me. They're not going to rob nothing. They're not taking nothing. They are disconnected from this high priestess, those whose values were all about money. They're triggered by an influencer who's telling the truth, the oracle. They were doing rituals to try to gain extravagance, and everybody's talking about it. They know that what's happening here, and it's like, this is bull. And they're like so triggered. Look at this. The influencer, oracle, tarot reader, psychic, whatever you are, you're out there speaking the truth, and they are mad. And they're looking, this narcissist is looking for an irreplaceable high priestess that they can go trauma bond with. They're getting very impatient. Memories. They're getting very impatient because they've been cut off. And so they're having memories of their illusion, their extravagance. They're remembering and fantasizing about the days when they could have extravagance. They've lost it all and they want it back, and they're getting very impatient. They want people to end this now. They want it to make it now. Bring it back. Bring it effing back. They're mad because they're bound to their commitments. And you did not commit to them, so they couldn't put these bindings on you. You're a legend. You said no, and so now they're bound to their commitments. They were not able to trauma bond with you because you love yourself, because you cared for yourself, because you stayed in your own damn lane and you didn't let anybody bother you and you didn't bother anybody, and you became king or queen of that mountain. You explored yourself. These ones, all they did was focus on you. They're bound to their commitments. They're really mad. They're daydreaming about an overindulgence, third-party sex, doing whatever they want with irreplaceable beings. But you're okay. And now they're worried about your gift, about the gift that you're going to be giving into the world. See, they're not bound to it. They couldn't bind it. So they're really mad and they want to force it now. We got good news, a surprise about this protest. So there's a lot of attention being brought to this right now. And that's good news. That was your goal, was to bring attention to this bullshit regarding soul ties and relationships and this harvesting and all of this. And these mass wearers can, once again, I'll just say it, you're not gonna take part in this. You've reached your goal by remaining calm. See, they couldn't trauma bond with you because you took care of yourself. You remained calm. You stayed in your lane. You poured into self, and you're like, the world is crazy, man. I'm just going to stay in here and I'm going to make sure that my connections with self and my connections with the Most High are good and harmonized and balanced. And I'm not letting any of this other crap in. So you stayed and you built your relationship with the Most High. That's who you're in contract with. They're in danger. Their strategy to mind read and to cause you danger, wow, they were doing it with prayer. They were doing it with prayer. They were trying to cast you away. They were trying to bring an accident to you, make you homeless, unalive you. They were doing prayers. They were effing with your mind so bad, and they still may be trying to disrupt the fate of your family, your blessing. They're going to get in big damn trouble because justice is going to be served on all the curses that they've been doing. They're going to get justice. You're going to get justice for all the work that they've done to cause you loneliness. You were shown a charity, a kindness during this domination period because you're a sweetheart. They need to live and learn, and you have lived and learned. You are worthy of care, and you do care about family. These ones, all they thought about was your real estate. And there's evidence that they wanted your reward. And now they're going to get death and separation because you persevered. They were not able to trauma bond with you, High Priestess. They're getting impatient because they made a vow. They thought it was a great idea to cause you loss, to try to get you to lose out on your marriage. But you stayed relaxed. And because you stayed relaxed, they weren't able to trauma bond with you. And so you're coming into eternal love while they are left with the disturbances that they bound to. They were trying to trauma bond you to their disturbances, but you stayed calm. You loved on yourself. You cared for yourself. You weren't rude, like, maybe not so much. You just said, I'm not dealing with you anymore. You cut them out. You're like, I'm going to be coming into a new chapter and I'm done with this. I'm not going to trauma bond with you people anymore. So, and this is like people wanting to come up and share all of their traumas with you, right? They want to come up and they want to dump their trauma onto you and they want you to process it Like, you're my best friend. Here, listen to all my woes. Let me dump all my trauma onto you. I've had this horrible experience. Let me just come give it to you. And then they walk away feeling so much better, and you're left here like, shit, now I got to go take care of myself because they just offloaded all this crap on me. And now you've decided, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. I mean, I like you, but obviously you don't like me. Because if they liked you, they would be reciprocating love for love. You're okay. It is a new chapter, and perhaps this weekend might have been one of those experiences where you walked backward a little bit to revisit, to see if things were worth holding on to or whether they needed to be released. And your experience may have shown you plain that these ones don't get to come forward with you in your new chapter. They're wearing masks and they're blind to what it is they do. And you're not going to trauma bond with these people anymore because you love yourself. And you're not going to do that to yourself. The divine in you deserves to be treated divinely. You don't deserve to take all this trauma. I'm hurting. I'm sick. I'm needy. I am in lack. I need you to fix it. I need you to love me like you're loving yourself. I need you. I need you. I need you. Trauma, trauma, trauma. And you're like, you know what? You need to go love yourself. You need to figure it out. You need to take care of yourself. You need to work out what's not going on in your mind. You need to figure out why you need somebody else to make things okay for you all the damn time. They're going through withdrawals. And they're suffering without you. And that's just too damn bad. You're worth more. You're worth more than these shadowy little shits trying to trap your unicorn magnificence, your freaking legendary self, as a trauma bonding shit processing tool. It's not what you are. You're a love bunny. And you deserve love, and you deserve to be reciprocated with love. So stop it. Stop it. So yeah, they're impatient. They really need an irreplaceable high priestess empath that they can trauma bond to, and they're really pissed off that you did not allow it to happen, that you're very serious, and you're like broadcast, give back all my stuff. All the land, all the material wealth, all of the energy, everything that you took. Give it back. See you on the next one, everybody.